I guess I see more bus traffic or more fluent bus traffic. But then again, potentially the train could be connected with the center as well. Exactly. No, it's still there and further development as well.
So that's all pedestrian space between Route 7 and the lake.
Right, and I'm actually proposing to incorporate the vehicles within the space, not to kind of create a flat parking space, a paved space, which takes up a lot of Shelburne currently, but to really incorporate it with the buildings. So as you can see in a lot of the renderings that I've done, lifting the buildings as an architectural element, so that when you're in this space, the vehicles that you drive in on are actually sitting above you, and to really experience the lights, the emotion of that, and not really just have as a remainder.
What building materials fit Shelburne?
Well, that's a good question. I guess.
Don't say expensive.
Yeah, of course. I think things that are unique to Shelburne would be seeing what we can locally resource. I think it would be wrong to kind of reach out and get kind of expensive or just statement materials, but perhaps that a modern future of Shelburne wouldn't be necessarily a bad movement.
And I'd ask that of everyone who's presenting, because if somebody comes to you and says, I want to develop in your town, what do you want my development to look like?
Right.
We don't have an answer.
Right.
We kind of have an answer.
True.
We don't have an answer.
Right.
Kind of have an answer.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, we might have an answer. And a certain percentage. Sort of. Yes. Yeah.
I guess I'm not trying to limit that perspective.
I want you to.
Well, but I don't. I think that if someone says, okay, well, if I want to design a glass skyscraper here, why not? You know, I mean, maybe that's the future of Shelburne. So maybe confining the regulations, maybe not the proper move to promote.
Have you thought of a career in politics? Strong word. Why did you choose to be so far north?
As far as the road, or
no, the lure. Where you're improving the road and where the lure is.
Well, currently, as you probably know, there's a lot of commercial facilities towards the north end, and less so towards the south end. And I think balancing what is there now and what potentially could be in the future, I think that this center could potentially link both sides with further development in the south as well. So the residential districts are in good location here as well. So and consolidation, I think, works with the site chosen, as well as, like I said, the limited impact of the land and the buildings that are currently there.
Orient me to, is Shelburne Village on the map?
No, it's further down, yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
And the next presenter is, and I'm going to not do your name justice, Joan Olivero.
That's correct. He stood up. That's a good sign.
Well, my name is Joan Olivero, as you mentioned, and my project is 4 districts, 4 Auburn districts, better said. But before it was called that, originally it was I'm using Shelburne, mainly because I worked off the analogy of the amusement park or the theme park and how they got their people to go to that certain park or to like their certain rides. And what I found out from that was they have a lot of like green spaces and landscaping that attract the older generations, and of course it also attracts the younger generations. And then they also have a lot of restaurants and shops and the likes, and their ride orientations go from, like, you would go in and go from a calm to progressing to and expanding to like more thrilling rides like roller coasters and stuff. So that's how this project came about. And so the progression would going off of that analogy, progression would be from either side you would come in, it would go from like these calm areas, which would be the gathering district down here, which would be for town meetings and the like, and it's mainly outdoor, but there is a small building there which if it's for like bad weather, you can go inside, and you also have live entertainment out there. And up there, the housing district is more calm and everything, mainly because of the fact that it's private. It's just like the residents there are going to be there, and that up there comes about another concept of the project. I'm trying to minimize taking away like people's properties and their property lines and the like. So, wherever that does happen, you're giving it back or giving them the opportunity to move, the priority to move into that district. So up there, that's where like the mobile homes are, and I propose just remove that and develop that what I would think is better, and more green spaces. They'll all keep like their same amenities like from owning a mobile home. They'd have plenty of backyard space, their own housing unit that they can do whatever they want with, two-car garages and such. And then it would move down to more like the thrilling section, which would be the recreational area, which is right here. And here, like you'd have a hotel, the gym, and sporting goods stores located here, and there would also be restaurants, and at the top of that building there would be an observation tower or floor where you can look over Shelburne or look to the backside and look over Champlain Lake. And also at the bottom of that building you could cross over the railroad tracks and go to a more intimate section and be closer up to the lake. And then you move down again to the shopping district, which is just that's where all the businesses would be, and there's room for like small businesses to go to and the like, and it would tail off to this like empty area, which would be mainly for farmers markets, but throughout the year it could also be used for picnic areas, and it mainly entails just that you're finishing your thrilling moment and going back down to a calm moment, and then you leave Shelburne. So that's pretty much what this is.
So these are all on the west side of the...
Yeah, they're in between. The corridor that I chose was in between Route 7 and the railroad.
And again, how many acres do you think that is, those 4 districts put together? You have an idea?
I know the housing district, I know it's about 1,000 feet long from the road, from the road to the end on its longest point, and about 300 feet wide. But then for the other ones, I'm not too sure what the acres would be.
How dense would that housing be?
Well, right now there are 63 units in that mobile home, and there's enough to fit all 63 of those families, if there are 63 families, to fit them all in here.
Go back to the recreational. Is that to be outdoors doing things, or is it indoor recreation?
There's tennis courts for the outdoor, then which are in between a sporting goods store and the gym, and then there's the pool, which is part of the hotel, which the hotel would like sponsor like swimming challenges and competitions and the like, and so it's pretty much both indoor and outdoor. It's Vermont, so in the winter they need some place to go.
Materials?
Materials that Shelburne should use, I'd pretty much agree with Aaron. Just local stuff, whatever we can gather up, and not like help this economy instead of helping somebody else. The point is to help Shelburne. Why not keep it within Shelburne?
thank you, Joanne. Next up, we have Nick Halluth. Thank you, Nick. And the Integrated Culture Center.
So the one horizontal poster is the poster that I'm designing for Shelburne. When I first looked at Shelburne, we found out that at Shelburne Road, they just try to put in 2 sidewalks along each side of Shelburne, trying to get more people to walk. Well, were there many people walking? I saw hardly anybody, and I decided that, well, maybe we should try to push that a little bit more. What do people think that they can walk to? Walking on Shelburne Road, as it is now, buildings are spaced out over a large distance. It's kind of unappealing to walk that distance. So I tried to look into ideas of trying to consolidate, try to find a central point in which people can walk to using almost a gridded system. I found out that through a few studies that an average person, given reasonable walking conditions, will walk 650 feet to 1,200 feet to get to grocery stores or places of wants and needs. Well, by using kind of how Shelburne already was and finding 3 large residential communities which are located in the center of the area around the Economy Lodge, which is existing there now, I found that using that and finding a grid there, it is, I can form a grid of about 700 feet. And within those 7 communities, I can try to figure out, like, how far they're going to walk using the 700-foot grid. And by creating that, I chose a place where the Economy Lodge is as a place where there could be a center there, a place for groceries, any community or cultural activities can go on in this place and bring together especially these 3 communities, these 3 residential districts, but also hopefully the rest of Shelburne can also be integrated here as well. Well, in this space, I was hoping that there could be a residential influx, any lodging or any temporary lodging, offices, commercial use, and also events that could happen. I mean, imagine having this space which is kind of, it's angled towards Lake Champlain, and it has a little bit of a tapering, kind of focusing your view out in a huge green space in the middle there. Imagine being there, watching 4th of July, watching fireworks over the lake, going to grab a drink or a bite to eat, maybe going into a shop or 2, as well as maybe that's where your office is viewing out to the lake, viewing into this area, watching people of Shelburne, and maybe even a few people from Burlington try to coexist in this space, try to, form a new community within Shelburne. As the space is, it's about 700 by 700 feet. It is designed to be kind of a walking area, walking for all the community or the neighbors around it, and once you're there too. But you can't really get rid of the vehicle because people, you're going to drive. I'm sorry, there are going to be nobody's going to walk from Burlington, but so the idea is to kind of level this land off, okay? And give a plateau so people can view over the houses, view into the lake. That way houses and trees are not obstructed. And by doing this, creating a garage space underneath the center. And this garage space kind of hides the vehicle, but also can utilize some green aspects. Some of the green aspects would be the exhaust would kind of come up through the ground and be filtered through the grass and through the trees, and kind of creating a more oxygenated, rich air instead of having exhaust, fuming. I mean, there is a way to filter exhaust. As for, I know you're going to ask about materials, so I wasn't really looking directly at the materials, but exactly how the buildings are going to be created. Let's create more of a green environment. This is Vermont. We do want to focus on some green aspects. So I was thinking about, double facades, this will create a space that can be used